I think when I was younger, I remember seeing a lot of adults that were just, you know, work, 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 work. And I would always think to myself, that's never gonna be me. I'm never gonna end up that way. But I found myself in these situations, and that's one of the most terrifying things to me about life is watching it flash before my eyes and wondering where all the time went. My name's Lexi Kaili. I'm an avid gardener and fly fisher. I'm a film producer by trade, and so I enjoy getting to hear people's stories. I truly care about the people that I work with, and I truly care about the stories that I'm telling and sharing with the world. And so with that comes this pressure and this immeasurable weight of trying to balance work and life. Because I care so much about the work that I do, oftentimes I will prioritize work over my own mental health.
Hey, Lexi, it's Spencer. We just had an opening on a surf trip down to Costa Rica with Backcountry. I know you've been crazy stressed with work, so if you're down for an adventure, the spot's all yours. Let me know if you're interested, and we'll talk details.
So Spencer asked me to go on this trip, opportunity of a lifetime, super last minute. I had just been feeling this call to immerse myself in the outdoors. It's something that I feel like this weight of work had just been piling up, and I knew that I needed to take a break.
Lexi works herself a little bit too hard, and sometimes being able to take these breaks is so important. I mean, the first day in the airport, she was working all the way until like 11 p.m., so it was great to finally like pull that cord.
I feel like society now wants us to produce more and faster and tighter deadlines and quicker turnarounds. So what I'd love to get out of this trip is to find ways to reconnect to nature. I just love to remind myself to slow down. Today we are going to the rainforest.
For the day spent in darkness is the most I'm alive.
Hiking to me is meditation. It's a sensory experience where I get to take in the natural world just as it is, through touch, through smell, through sound, through sight. And it's an experience that requires that repetition, that one foot right in front of the other. You're completely in charge of your journey from point A to point B.
Does it explode out the side? Okay, but it's
Very
always out the
violent.
side.
It's violent. It's like a wave of gases. Exactly like an avalanche. Snow avalanche. Paint that gray and put it 1,000 degrees gases. With this rolling inside and sounds crackling.
Costa Rica, it's so lush, and the variety, it's amazing. Remember, we hold 7% of biodiversity in the world. With the ocean species, with the Coco Island, that is very important, with the mangroves that we hold, and with the more than 7 different forests that we have in the country, right?
Wow.
That hole over there. Could be a snake, could be tarantula, or it could be lizards. Or we were talking about toads. That it's a little cave for toads for sure.
You want to put your finger in? No. No? Okay. Yeah. Good girl. Don't do that.
We don't want to find out.
Charlie taught me so much. His passion for the flora, the fauna, the geography, the geology, his passion for all of this together working in perfect harmony is something that draws me to connect more with the outdoors.
And I'll never be one to satisfy you. Your appetite carries the whole day through.
I think we tend to forget that we are nature and that we are part of it and not separate from it. And what Costa Rica has reminded me is that we are salt of the earth. We can't operate separately from it. We need to incorporate it into our lives just as we incorporate ourselves into it and living in harmony with it.
Hi, Kyle. License and registration.
I'm Native Hawaiian. I was born on Oahu, and that's very core and important to my identity. Moving away from home at age 10, it left a really big void. And culturally, I feel like I missed out on a lot of things that, connect me to those roots. One of those things being surfing.
Lexi is super rad. I'm so stoked to meet her and get to know her. We've all gotten really close on this trip, which has been amazing. You could tell she really wants to learn how to surf, and it's always cool just seeing someone kind of start to froth about surfing.
I would love to learn how to ride a shortboard. It's uncharted territory for me. I don't know how to do it, so I'm very uncomfortable with the thought of it, but I'm willing to try, and I'm willing to give it whatever shot that I have.
Honestly, Lexi has a good head on her shoulders. She's got a good attitude out there. She doesn't put any stress on herself. You can tell that she genuinely just wants to have a good time, and that's the whole point.
Side also just to kind of mix it up.
Mix it up. Oh, that's doing something different.
You already know how to wax a board, didn't you?
No, I've never waxed. I mean, I've tried to wax a board, but I don't know what I'm doing.
But now you do.
Me and Christian have been trying to help Lexi surf a shorter board.
I think we spent an hour in the pool the other day just trying to teach her how to duck dive, and she was just doing it over and over and over. She woke up the next day, she was like, oh, my shoulders are sore.
That was it. Down as far as possible, and then that's when you kick it, your leg, and then back up.
I felt like Christian and I had a very natural connection very early on because we have a lot of the same interests. Both of us have a very similar life philosophy when it comes to connecting with the outdoors. One being how important it is to just be in the moment.
Your mind state is completely consumed with what's right in front of you, And I was having some really cool conversations with Lexi about that, and it's like a quiet moment that you can have with yourself and just nature, and very much so what surfing is for me. Surfing it's honestly all failure until it's not, it's a mental battle when you're learning, for sure, because you see people surfing, and especially if you're watching experienced surfers, it can look really effortless. And then you try to just paddle out and do what they're doing, and it just doesn't work, So it really is just all about repetition and it really comes down to basically where Lexi's at right now, of just like, your will to learn is greater than your will to give up, I guess.
Friends that like can get barreled like Christian. Like that's awesome to watch and really inspiring because like I want to do airs. I want to get barreled.
Surfing with Christian is really fun. He is so good. I get to watch him do things where like I know I could not make this wave and like he'll paddle in and just like stand up and then I have direct view down a barrel and he's just inside of it just doing what he does best and I'm like, this is sick. This is so fun to watch.
I get overwhelmed with such a feeling of joy when I see people doing what they love. And even when I was swimming out there without a board and just, you know, watching front row seat of them catching waves, it was just a really beautiful feeling. Just knowing that, you know, they've put in so much time and continued through this, you know, stages of progression in order to get to where they're at. It just gives me a lot of hope and faith that through persistence and through practice and through dedication that, you know, I could potentially be able to catch bigger and bigger waves, and that's really exciting to me.
The first session of like just duck diving, sitting on a shorter board, she was kind of uncomfortable. And then the second day we went into the pool and she was like really pushing the board down, like getting down under the water and was getting a hang of it, which is, I think, the hardest thing to like really figure out. And then we also went into the ocean and like the first little bit, she's like, white water makes me a little uncomfortable. But as she kind of let go of that discomfort and caught a couple waves, all those kind of like fears went away. And then she just stayed in the water and just like kept wanting to surf.
Me and Lexi just, at sunset, just played around kind of on the inside. Because it's a little sketchy paddling out here. And I commend her for the effort of trying. Like, it's scary.
The surf out here is hard. It's messy, there's a lot of whitewash. I've spent a lot of time fighting the current. One thing that I just keep telling myself to continue pushing through it is that the ocean is the ultimate teacher. You know, I may get knocked down, I may get beat up, I may kick a rock, I may get bruises all over me and take a fin to my hip, but I'm gonna get back up and do it anyways because that's the drive, that's the pursuit. It's that I don't necessarily want to be a master at something, it's that I want to learn to master my own mind.
The fact that she's getting up, getting after it, and like paddling into waves when it's not beautiful sunny day, it's raining and most people might get discouraged. Like she's so excited to go surf.
She would kind of take him in on her belly and then like pop up slowly. And you could just see that she was so excited about it, like that she was grasping it. And that's awesome to see.
I think when you're in the water with your friends and all the process, like chasing the perfect wave and the perfect beach and all the process you get involved, I think like that's why I surf. It's so fun and just like never will forget any moment.
We're at the beach and we're surfing waves. The culture seems awesome. Like just taking a stroll down the street, everyone's super nice. At sunset every evening, it seems like the whole town has come out to the beach to watch the sunset, which is really cool. So I'm sure there's just strong community here as well.
We really carry that pure life and the pura vida around us. And we try to like share it with people like tourists and people who visit us. Like we really try to express our pura vida, our pure life.
Pura Vida lifestyle, to me, it really reminds me just to slow down, be present with every moment of every day. And so I want to approach every day with just being grateful for what's in front of me and seeing it for exactly how it is.
I always get excited when someone is really frothy to go surf and take it head on, especially in conditions like she was surfing in the other day. Like, it was pretty impressive. So when you see people trying hard, it definitely makes you want to try harder to help them get to their goal.
How you spend your days is how you spend your life. And that is one thing that I am also taking away from Costa Rica is you can't live to work, because the days will fly past you and your life will fly past you. To be completely honest, there were some moments that I had a hard time just being fully disconnected. But I have found so many moments on this trip where I could just be fully immersed and focused on exactly what I was doing. Being in the ocean, being with my own thoughts, sitting outside, doing yoga, hiking, all of it coming together. I just can reflect on so many times where work was so far in the distance, and that is such a beautiful feeling.
Try to feel actually that pura vida that I was telling about, like getting out, like feel the nature, express like with people, surf, do what you love, and that for sure will make you pretty happy.
Everyone needs a reset. Everyone needs to recharge their batteries, and I do that by getting outside. Being in Costa Rica has fully recharged my inspiration, my creativity, my motivation and drive to continue to be the best version of myself every day.
What was your favorite part of the trip? I think being on the volcano was my favorite part of the trip.
Definitely standing up on a surfboard, and all the people on this trip, absolutely. They've all made it what it was.
Find one of these plants and you can brush your teeth with them.
Let me compartmentalize all the stuff I have done. I don't know, everything.